What's up, gang? How's everybody doing? My name's S1. I'm a writer from Montreal, Canada, and today I'm in Lachine. I'm going to go over my old piece right here that I tested out the iron lac on. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to try out a bevel style. You seen that before? I've seen a few. They look pretty damn dope. It looks kind of 3D and such, right? So we're going to try that. So stick with me and we'll check it out. So this week I decided to try something completely different. Instead of my usual wild style letters, shadows, and traditional 3D work, I wanted to experiment with a graffiti style that I had never painted before. Bevel style. It looked pretty straightforward. You draw your structure, connect a few points, add some highlights, and suddenly you got these crazy gemstone looking letters. Simple, right? Well, let's just say it was a little more complicated once I got to the wall. Alright y'all, I think I'm ready here. Now, again, I've never done this bevel thing before. I saw it on Bus 166 channel on Machine Studio. It makes it look really easy. But as everything that looks easy doesn't mean that it necessarily is. So what I'm gonna try, okay, it seems that all I gotta do is do my lines, do my sketch, angle my corners, and connect the dots. We'll see. It does sound really easy, right? So let's see how it is. Now I've done the 3-can things before, so I'm gonna try it again, but this time I'm gonna angle my caps. Because last time I painted, I did it with 4, the can kept falling out, it wasn't really holding straight, so it didn't really do what I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna angle the caps out a bit to make my lines a little thicker, because just with 3 pointed straight, not that thick. So I'm gonna go this way. Wish me luck. Alright, the first lines are done. Let's work on those bevels. Alright, you can't see it too well right now because I had to use some light blue on the teal background, so you can't really make it out. But I think I got the bevel thing down, right? I think I got the angles right, so I think it's going to look kind of dope. One thing, man, it's 29 degrees Celsius here. That's like 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 10 a.m. It's supposed to get hotter, and I'm smacking the sun. A few days before painting, I was watching some graffiti videos on YouTube and I came across a tutorial by Bus 166. He was demonstrating this bevel style, where every letter is divided into geometric facets, almost like a cut diamond or crystal. I thought it looked really clean. What I liked most was that it wasn't relying on crazy letter structure or complicated wild style connections. The effect comes from the lighting and the geometry. Since I've been trying to expand my graffiti toolbox lately, I figured this would be a good challenge. So I opened Procreate on my iPad and I started sketching. I kept the letters fairly simple because I knew the bevel effect itself would already add a lot of visual complexity. Once the sketch was done, I planned out my color palette. 6 different tones of blue. Dark shadows on one side, bright highlights on the other, a cool icy look. Everything seemed ready. Now all I had to do was paint it. Easy, right? Before painting, I had already decided where my light source would be. I placed it in the upper right corner of the wall. That meant everything facing away from that light would be darker. Anything facing towards it would be brighter. So I started with the darkest sections first. I filled those areas using dark blue. Then I gradually worked tornado blue into it. After that came electric blue. Already, the letters were starting to look three-dimensional. Then I moved on to the lighter tones, Argo blue, Europe blue, and finally, Barceloneta blue. This is where the bevel effect really started coming alive. Instead of looking like traditional graffiti letters, it started looking more like a giant crystal or gemstone. Every plane was reflecting light differently. Every angle had its own value. And suddenly, all those complicated bevel lines started making sense. The geometry that had been giving me headaches earlier was now doing exactly what it was supposed to, creating the illusion of depth. With the fills finished, the piece was already looking pretty good. Technically, I could have stopped there, but I wanted a little more separation from the background, so I added a wolf gray drop shadow. I kept it on the lower left side of the piece, opposite my light source. Immediately, the letters popped forward. Now, I'm not completely sure the shadow was necessary. Part of me thinks the bevel effect alone might have been enough, but honestly, I thought it looked cool. And sometimes, that's reason enough.
Running this game ain't a thing for me. I never switched up, no change in me. The only thing changing this season, you go against me, then you know that you tweaking, okay? Cause baby, I'm him, I be on 10. Two-stepping in the party, I do not dance. Watch how I move, make it look easy. Counting up wins, that's part of the plan. Blackmail, taking up my haters a CC. I can't fail, all my victories will repeat. I'm knee deep, need a dub, best that you seek me. I'm too sick, yeah, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, tell them don't try to play me. Yeah, I'm drippy on the daily.
After the shadow, I went around everything with a black outline. The outline helped sharpen the shapes and made the piece easier to read from a distance. It also added a bit of aggression to an otherwise clean and polished style, which fits my taste pretty well.
Make it look easy. Too smooth, I make it look easy. I know we make it look easy. Make it look. I know love shooting my shot, better play up. Make it look easy, that's a layup. Bad man, but they wanna be like me, sad man. Too wavy, swallow your pride. All of my guys, call them, they slide, they will oblige. Called them, I told them, you playing with me, now look, all of them starting to riot. Whoa, When I'm in your city, it's magic. When I'm all in my bag, it gets tragic. When I see what I want,
At this point, the piece was basically finished. All that remained were the final details. I grabbed my tiny stencil cap, and I carefully retraced the bevel lines. Those 10 highlights really help define each individual plane. They're subtle, but without them, the bevel effect loses a lot of clarity.
hit my shot, sound mixed off. Straight up, I'ma let them know I don't fall. Make it look easy and they know there's only one way for us to go. Can't hold me back, I'm going way off.
Once those were done, I stepped back and took a look at the wall. And honestly, for a first attempt at this style, I was pretty happy with it. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong. There are definitely things I'd change next time. But that's how learning works, right? You try something, you make mistakes, you figure out what works, then you improve on the next one.
They did not get the picture when I said I don't fit in a box. Taking they shots, and they know that I ain't missing any suckers. They had me to rock.
By this point, I was absolutely drenched in sweat. The heat had completely won. So I signed the piece, packed up my paint, and headed home for some air conditioning and a giant glass of ice water. Overall, I'm glad I tried this bevel style. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and forced me to think about lighting, geometry, and structure in a completely different way. But what do you think? Should I paint more bevel style pieces in the future? Or just stick to my traditional wild style? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, stay up!
I know I make it look too smooth, I make it look easy. I know we make it look easy. I know